Okay, guys. So let's start this. So as I was mentioning about you, right? So you people know that, right? The entire change, right, in the last 3 months, because of this entire COVID scenario, everything, the old business norm has totally changed the new norm. So the new technology. So businesses got changed, got disrupted, as well as the technology got changed. So the businesses versus the technology has absolutely came into live now. So again, guys, just few housekeeping things. Like one thing, right? We have very limited group, right? Approximately 9 to 10 people there. You can just unmute and then ask questions. And nothing like that. You can use the chat window, and if you have some questions, right, meantime also you can stop because it's not that a big group. So you can just raise the hand or you can unmute and then keep asking questions. And then if you think that is very relevant, we'll continue here, or else, right, we'll just pass it on and then we'll have the last question and answers. Then and there itself, you can ask the questions, not an issue. And the and the second aspect which I'm going to ask, say to you, right, please mute yourself. I'm talking about it. If you're joining for the first time, like whatever it is, right? Please mute yourself, like the audio and the video, so that it's not disturbed by other one. So, okay, let's enter into the session. What we are talking about is about the digital emerging technologies. So if you see, right, the entire businesses is getting disrupted, the entire industries are getting disrupted, the entire innovation is getting changed. So what I was just mentioning about is, so guys, are you able to see, right? I'll make it a big one so that people can see that. Okay, so this is a very beautiful slide, if you guys can see and then leave. So these are the top, I mentioned, is the top 15 technologies. There are a lot of other technologies which are going to disrupt the entire world of digitalization, you know, right? The digitalization versus digital transformation. So here, these technologies, like mentioning, right, I know some people might have heard, some people might have heard few, some people might not heard it, but the overall understanding of this entire session is about it. What are these different digital emerging technologies or disruptive technologies which are going to disrupt the entire business, the entire post-COVID scenario? Why now is why you should learn now, why you should know, right? Because once the COVID, like that's what the Forrester, everyone is mentioning it. Once the COVID subsides and the post-COVID era, I'm talking about more on the in the post-COVID era, what are the digital emerging technologies a professional, a consultant, or a manager, or CXOs, or startups, or entrepreneurs should know to be alive in this entire world? Like if their businesses should be running, or you want to upskill, reskill, career, whatever, job, you name anything. So these are the must. Yes, the erstwhile technologies will be there, but these are the technologies which will flourish and will make you to the next level. So in the top, right, so that's very top, right? But absolutely, if you're talking it, which are the top 3 to 5 technologies, if you not to immediately start is, absolutely is nothing but Internet of Things. You might have heard Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, blockchain, AR, VR, quantum computing. So these are the top 4 to 5 technologies which absolutely people are ready to accept it in your resume, in your profile. These technologies should be a must. Guys, I'm repeating it to you, right? I know some other people might have already heard of it, but who you are a fresher, you have never heard, you want to learn in this stage, right? So these technologies are a must. Okay, so again, don't worry about the jargons. This is entirely started one. So if you ask it today, most of the technologies is started. So these technologies will be there at least for the next 10 years. If I'm quickly mention about this, right? At least next 10 years, these technologies will be there for you. So you start with, depending of your career or background, whether industry, right? You can start taking the industries. For example, I can, hey, I'm an electronics engineer. I have been working on the embedded, I'm working on the machines, right? Absolutely, Internet of Things is right for you. Like I have a lot of data. I'm working on more on the data analytics, business intelligence, data processing, or whatever. Like you're working more on the data part, it's artificial intelligence. Hey, I'm working on more on the transparency, audit, or value chain, or whatever it is, right? Where there is a trust factor, you'll go for the blockchain, right? More on the inspection, maintenance, monitoring. is AR/VR. So every technology has its own flavor of understanding for you. So guys, you choose whatever you want, like, and absolutely people wants to learn as a, and again I want to very clearly mention, right, who are joined this particular session, right? Don't ever think these technologies are silo technology. That is one of the biggest mistake is trying to learn in this new technologies. Hey, I am learning artificial intelligence. I am working on artificial intelligence. I am working on Internet of Things. Hey, if someone asks that, right, do you know what is IoT? No, I am working on AI. Why should I know about IoT? That's one of the wrong perception people are having it. So why should I know blockchain? But guys, this is a connected ecosystem. I'm repeating, right? These all technologies coexist together. That is the ecosystem, co-ecosystem we are having. Don't ever think that these are silos. Who you people are, if you want to jump into that, at least you should know the connected storyline. You have a business problem, again, you have to address into business problem. It's not simply like that, right? Hey, I have a data I'm working on. You have to work on a connected storyline. You have a business problem or business issue or a critical issue. How do you solve using these emerging technologies? For example, right, today, you know, COVID has changed everything. Hey, in a COVID scenario, how can I apply my social distancing? Hey, how can I apply my mask detection? For example, I'm talking, giving an example here. How can I make my machines automated? That's one of the biggest problem today, you know it. Especially I'm talking about a third country world. Like for example, you take about India, like Middle East or whatever, Asia, or like not an advanced. Biggest problem is I have mostly my local machines, which is a mechanical machines. I can upfront ask you, right? How can you guys convert this mechanical machine, right? Today, people are talking about digitized world. Everything in a plant factory or in a plant automation, the machines should be automated. But the biggest challenge today, 80%, you go and see in the recommendation, 80% of machines or things in a developing countries or mechanical machines. My first question I will ask you, right? Everything you're telling that, right, automation should be there. I'm asking a very basic question. If my machine is not smart, if a machine is not digitized, what is the point of taking a digital transformation? So I'm asking you people, right? Can I do that first? Can I make my mechanical machine to an automated machine, like digitized machine? Think in that lines, then everything, right? Once that is there, you can get the data and everything. So this is one of the burning issue. If you have the problem to be solved, your entire problem is solved. Okay, so that is one of the aspect which yeah. So means I'm absolutely, and as I said, you read mechanical machines to automatic machines as IoT is the answer, sensors are that. Yes, it's possible, but how many people know that, right? Because see, the biggest challenge today in the market is that, right, you have to use an industrial sensors versus the local sensors. Yes, on the POC part is absolutely fine, but the moment you say, when like in house or doing a POC or like, but the moment you go to the industries, right, it's totally the scope is totally different. The environment is totally different. You have to take a lot of factors, right? The example, right, there's a noise factor you have to take, right? You have to see the machines, right? The distance of the machines, whether you need to go for wide or wide. So there are a lot of aspects you have to think. So that is where this entire understanding of like, okay, once you connected the data. So as I was just mentioning to you, right, this is a big ocean of technologies. That's where you have to make very clear, right? You know all, like knowing everything, and you master one technology, right, which is very relevant to you to start with. Okay, so that is what I want to give the essence from the single slide which you want to do. But what are those technologies you have to take it? These are the technologies. So what I did in this case, guys, is that, right, I know this is a very beautiful slide, you got it. But the second aspect which you people might have a doubt is, okay, well, like I cannot copy it, I have to type it out. So what I did in for you guys is I've just put it in a plain slide to you, so that you can copy paste and then you can search it out because you should be right in this new emerging technologies based from my past experience, right? You should be a good researcher, because there is no one single website or single source of information which you get all this information, all these topics information. For example, the digital twin, like if you ask me, right, the COVID has changed, right, which is one technology which is a go to market right now, right? If you ask, right, can you people put the chat window, for example, right, out of all these technologies in a COVID scenario, right? I know in the COVID scenario, which is gaining popularity? Like, can you guys use the chat window and tell me, right, which one technology is very popular now, and then it's there everywhere. People are talking this buzzword now because of this COVID. Because of this COVID, that has become very popular. You can use the chat window, guys. You can just type it out, because no, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, somebody is mentioning about AI is absolutely fit connected devices. No, I'm just talking about from this. Like, I want everyone to say, I know few people, right? Because see, guys, as I rightly said it, this is for everyone. This is everyone, but I'm only talking about technologies. Guys, remember, I'm only talking about technologies. I'm not talking about the industry. See, if you see the entire applications, right? One is like I'm talking about in a Venn diagram or in a chart diagram. So there are industries. There are at least 25 industries which are there in the market. According to the researchers, right? They told there are 25 industries. Every 25 industries will be disrupted by these technologies. So what are the technologies? You please see the slide. These are the technologies. These are the technologies you have to talk. You cannot talk beyond that. Please leave business, right? Don't talk about the business. Businesses will be disrupted. Healthcare will be disrupted. Retail will be disrupted. Oil and gas will be disrupted. But which technologies will disrupt it? That is very, very important. And that technology, remember guys, also remember that technology should cover everything. Everything. Like, for example, somebody has mentioned as cloud. Cloud only covers one part of it. Yes, industrial internet of things. If you say industrial internet of things is only a small part of it. To me today, what is industrial internet of things is connected the data, connect and collect the data and monitor at the OT, which is an operations, which is a more of operation technology. Again, big data is absolutely after collecting data. Do the churn of the data and you are done. Analysis, you go to AI. So this is not a one-stop solution. Again, automation is only on the software side where it doesn't connect you to hardware. Automation is IT. What I was talking about is more of an IT and OT. What is IT? Which is an information technology. What is OT? Why OT? OT is nothing but your operation technologies. Yeah, combination of these technologies is right. I mean, ideally we can just say that would be the solution. But guys, for all this right now, the market world is nothing but your the best part which people are talking about. The answer is digital twins. Go and Google it. Today market are talking about it. Digital twin is everything, the word people are one stop word, because digital twin covers end to end view, which is IoT, AI, machine learning, blockchain. Digital twin is that. So going forward, if you can invest time and understand to that, right, digital twins are the answer. You go to any industry, like digital twin in construction, that is getting popular, you know, digital twin in retail, digital twin of me, right? For example, in biology, right, we are more into the biological world, digital twin of me. I want to make a replica of me. I want to analyze that, right? It will be like you take healthcare, clinical, pharma, any industry I'm talking about, right? That is what people are talking, digital twin. Because once I make a replica of that of me, I means I can do whatever I want to do on me. Or for example, a machine, right? Digital twin of a machine, lathe machine, CNC machine, boilers, furnaces, you name it out. In retail, you can take about any retail example also. You can just take a replica of it. Like the construction field, for example, I'm giving it to you. The construction fields like the building management solutions, smart buildings, energy solutions, oil and gas, any industry. So the answer is absolutely a digital twin. Like going forward, you can see that in the next 6 months, you Google it, right? There will be, everyone will be investing their time on the digital twin. So that will be a right bet to you, and it covers everything. All the other technologies is an amalgamation of digital twin. If you get it, okay. So that's taking it forward, right? So this is one slide which I thought, right, which is all this digital transformation, right? So the entire aspect which is self-explanatory, guys, to you, where you can just take this slide, and then, as I said, your digital enablers. It's more of a leadership. Like when I want to go for the digital transformation, it has to be more on the leadership, culture, and technologies. But being like, for example, we, as you know, right, we come from more of tech savvy. The digital transformation is more to digital technologies, guys, remember that. So the digital technologies will disrupt. So I suggest you guys to concentrate more on the technological aspect. Yeah, one is business. Yes, absolutely. Understanding that this is the leadership, but most of the technologies we cover will be rightly relevant for us. If you ask me, yes, because we come from more of the tech savvy technology and bringing solutions to the business problem. So that's where we ideally do that, and then we work on that. Again, if you have any questions, please use the chat window, or else you just open, unmute, and then ask the questions. No hassles, because we are only 4 to 15 people. Just please do that. Again, this is a generic slide. I don't want to stress more on this. Like everyone who are in this world of digital transformation, who wants to make your journey, who wants to make a career, right? This slide is a must to learn, right? Because it has, like, I have prepared it on my own, but you go, there is a different flavors of infographics we have, right? Because we are in the world of the industry 4.0, which is a fourth industrial revolution. This is very, very must, guys. You can see miracles, right? You go and see it now. You Google it, right? Because pre-COVID, right, this is not new. It has been there for the last 5 years. If you go and see, right, who all the big researchers or the big innovators are talking about, what last 5 years has not done, COVID has done it for you. For example, the future also, right? This entire digital transformation would have been 3 to 5 years, has accelerated in 3 to 5 months. This entire digital transformation has done, like, for example, in 3 months, which it would have taken 5 years, 3 to 5 years. So this is the time. If I ask me, right, next opportunities, I can bet you on that. Next opportunities on the industry 4.0 technologies, because we come from the technologies. If you want to go into the business world, yes, you can go there and try to address your business, right? For example, I want to be a business transformation consultant. I want to be a business strategy consultant. I want to be a digital transformation, business transformation, digital transform business trends. So that is more of a business oriented. But if you want to be a technology consultant, you want to be more into the technology, like you want to be like a solution architect, a technical architect. You want to be more into the subject matter expert with technological landscape and everything, right? Concentrate on industry 4.0. And you Google it. The best source is Google it. You have information. Go and check on the LinkedIn. There are a lot of articles people have written on that. That is the best source. You get the latest information. And then you can go, and there are a lot of magazines, articles. You go and check on Medium. Medium has a lot of information to you. Means, where do I go and learn on these new technologies? And everyone is trying to solve different problems to you. So these are the sources of information you can get. But my suggestion is, if you have not concentrated, start now. And the future is only for industry 4.0 technologies. I'm talking about the landscape is digital transformation, but technology is industry 4.0, revolving around industry 4.0. In that, what I want to suggest is, I'll give you only few things. Again, this entire how the business models works. This what the biggest thing, they use the word, like if you are under business, if you are working in it, talk it one single term, is known as 6 C's. Create, collect, communicate, consolidate, conclude, and choice. Okay. When I say that, right, create is nothing but your sensors, which is IoT. Collect, you can just do at the edge, which is an edge computing. Communicate is 5G. Consolidate is data aggregate, is more onto the big data to you. Conclude is nothing but more onto the AI, machine learning, data science. And choice is where do you want to select? It can be virtual bots, cognitive computing, artificial, like augmented reality, virtual reality. So these are the 6 C's, which is very good, very, very popular in the market. If you can tell you the 6 C's, then you know what. And you know the entire industry 4.0. Okay, I'll ask you a very simple question. Out of the 6, in a developing economy, which is the challenge to you? Which are the top 1 challenge you find it? You can use the chat window. Which of the 6 is, which one do you think is a top challenge? Like in this aspect of, for example, create, collect, communicate, consolidate, conclude, and choice, which one do you think is one of the biggest challenge? Please use the chat window. Santosh is saying choice. Yeah, Indrakant, you can unmute and ask the question.
Hey Vijay.
Yes, Indrakant.
Yeah, what I feel is like it's more about use case. Challenge can persist anywhere, but if you generically consolidate it, it's different. But when we it depends upon the business use case or the that's what I feel basically. Challenge might come from anywhere. Depends on the source or what they're looking for.
Yeah, what the 6 C's I'm mentioning, you can mute yourself. What the 6 C's I'm just mentioning is on the business problem. The business problem is already identified. The client knows what the problem is. Now we as a consultants come forward and implement this technology. When you implement this particular business problem, we identify these are the 6 C's. So in the 6 C's, right, especially that's what I have clearly mentioned that, right? It's absolutely a problem which is existing in a developing economy, right? For example, why I mentioned is developing economy, right? Because we from India and the webinar is from India, so I'm taking an Indian aspects of the perspective. So one of the biggest challenges, the entire thing, 6 is to work it out is the data. Data is important. For example, as I said, with IoT develops, like prepares the data, like collects the data. And the second aspect is nothing but your machine learning analyzes the data, big data stores the data, and artificial intelligence automates the data. So everything is data to me. If you don't get the data, you cannot do. The entire value chain breaks up. So in a typical Indian environment, in a third party developing countries environment, communicate is one of the biggest challenge. You also know it, right? Because there's a lot of noise in the plants, and the walls are made of bricks, and then there's a lot of latencies. There's a lot of breaks, and then that, because we're talking about the urban cities, like if you go to remote places also, there's the biggest challenge. Communication is one of the biggest challenge, because every other thing can be converted to softwares, like for example, big data software, and everything is software. So the solution for this is 5G. That's what the advent of 5G adoption rate will be high. The moment, that's what the developed countries are talking about it. The 5G has accelerated the adoption of IoT. 5G has accelerated the adoption of digital transformation. So definitely in India, like in the developing countries, yes, 5G, the advent will accelerate into this. Yes, to me, but overall, what you say is the communication is one of the challenge. But again, as someone mentioned it, it's a combination of all, right? It has to have, everything is an important, each individual piece is important. If something breaks it out. So that's where I'm just saying that, right? all these technologies will be integrated. Guys, remember that, right? This 6Cs is a combination of all the technologies. This 6 will be integrated some other thing. Yeah, Jesus, yeah, you have raised your hand. Yeah, you can just unmute and then ask the question. Jesus, you can unmute and then ask the question. Okay, so maybe right.
Yes, thank you. I think the most challenging one for me is the conclusions, the conclude part, because it's really what you really want to accomplish, the final results. That's my opinion.
You mean the choice, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Again, right? And again, as you rightly said, right? It depends on the problem statement. It depends on what kind of a customers you're looking at it. Because somebody might like say, if I'm only looking at the plant side, right? For me, near to the edge, right? Because rather than sitting at the cloud, I would like to see my data enter the cloud edge, right? For example, I'm from utilities. If there's critical data, I cannot expose this data to like healthcare data. Some of the data is very, very critical. I want to be in-house or within the plant, which is near to the source. There my entire important is at the edge computing rather than going at the cloud computing. Some can be at the cloud computing, some can be at edge computing, some can be a personal devices, can be through like some. Today Alexa is getting popularity. Choice is absolutely right to say that can I automate like entire ERP can be integrated to my Alexa. I want to do from Alexa just through voice rather than typing it out. So yes, choice is one of the important factors, also gaining popular. See, now the entire next couple of years is a consolidation phase, guys. If you see, right, everything, the technology got matured. With these 3 months of things, everyone is jumping and trying to build their products. You go there, right, and everyone, I'm talking about Microsoft, like software to hardware to devices, right, the what I was talking about, right, digital devices, everyone is developing the product. So only thing, right, it's a time of integration. How this entire things will become, definitely in the next 6 months, basically on the COVID situation, right, you will see lot of new challenges. Like all of a sudden, if you know, right, because last 1 month I have been heavily investing on the agriculture. Like all of a sudden, right, everyone is talking about agriculture in especially in the Indian community, right? I don't know whether you heard it, right? Directly the farmers can sell directly to, that's the law they came up. There's no intermediate layer. So all of a sudden, right, the interest got up. So this is because of COVID. And then there's a lot of opportunities, right? Again, the technology, only the new emerging technology will solve that problem, like agriculture. And yeah, so every industry, I'm saying that, right, every industry has totally changed. I'm talking about only agriculture, right? And then now utilities, like because of this renewable integration, right, now there's a lot of challenges they're talking about now. Energy and utilities, oil and gas is totally getting disrupted. I'm not confining to only one industry. I'm telling every industry. You name an industry, there is a disruption. So as I said, so now what we'll try to do is a little bit of architecture. Like if you're from the business, it's absolutely fine. But if you're from technological, you want to see it, how this entire, and again, all the industries, 25 industries, I'm mentioning it, right? Google it, right? That's what most of the industries covers in this 25 industries, follow this architecture. You know, this one architecture, as I told you, right? 6Cs. First is technologies, leads to 6Cs. The 6Cs fits into this all technologies. That 6C with technologies comes into this architecture. So first is the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, as I rightly said, right? Depends on that. For example, I'm working on a utilities where the critical data is one, right? I only restrict myself to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, where I put my sensors, I make my mechanical machine a digital machine, connect to it to my edge, any edge, right? So guys, can someone say, right, if you're working on this IoT or IIoT, right, can you name some of the edge devices? Don't say Raspberry Pis, right? Raspberry Pis is only for us, right? Or like Arduino's, Raspberry Pis is, it's not industrial edges. It's we work it out. Means, for example, for our own learning, for POCs. Guys, can you mention it? What are the edge networks today? Edge devices. I'm talking about like that's what if you give like digital twins, edge computing is getting popular because one of the edge computer like your Qualcomm's, the Texas Instruments have heavily investing on this entire computing power. So now edge computing is getting bought because lot of data can be stored there, analyzed, computed. So edge is getting popularity. But that is on the software like hardware. But I'm talking about more on the industrial edges. Can anyone mention, right? What are the industrial? At least one industrial. If you're working on the, I'm talking about on the industry. If you're working on SCADA, if you're working on the, for example, the MES system, if you are part of a ERP worker, if you are part of go to IT, you know this. You know this answer. Why I'm taking more and more in the infrastructure manufacturing, because manufacturing is assets. The asset is more of the asset performance. So I'm only taking more on the manufacturing because that is one of the main thing getting disrupted today. Because of this COVID, everything should be connected to remote, because that is where people are heavily investing onto this. Yes, retail is there, but the first factor is manufacturing to you. So guys, can you use the chat window and then tell it? Can you tell me at least one edge gateway in the market which you can look into it? You cloud, yes, you can tell that, hey, I know AWS, I know Azure and what, but the other side of this, what are the different people you are talking about? Hey, I work on edge networks. There is an edge device. Can you know what are the edge devices? Use the chat, at least one. Cisco, but Cisco, what is the edge, right? So they're the routers. I'm talking about the industrial gateways. Snapdragon AI processor is on the chip part. See, once you have the device, right, on top of it, what you put is an AI processor to you, Snapdragon or whatever you want. But there's a AI processor which has the computing power, like your memory chip, like what you are having on your laptop, whatever you are talking about. Again, the IBM equipment is a software. You guys, like, again, Intel is also coming with this software. There's the software component which makes your computing power more. Like, for example, your Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi has internally Cortex processors. These are the processors which are making your high computing power. But my question is, that I Google it, right? Example, I'm using my lathe machine. I have my temperature data. I have my sensor data. I have my vibration data. I want to send it to my cloud. Or I want to monitor it. I want to send it to my edge. Which device I should use? So that, right, like it's simple, like if you're working on the manufacturing, there's a SCADA. I don't know how many people have heard the SCADA environment. The SCADA is one of the things which will collect all the data and then try to send it to my ERP. This is staging, where it collects all the data from the device, means machines, aggregates and send it to ERP. So go and Google it. Today in the market, very, very popular talking about it. There are the PLCs they use. The edge is nothing but more of the PLCs. Go and Google it, Siemens PLC. Yes, somebody has given, somebody has told me, those are the right answers. I'm not saying that all you people have given the right answers. Absolutely fine. Because NVIDIA, Jetson, Semtech, yeah, because that's absolutely is there, which you can plug and play. But what I'm trying to do is more on the industrialization, the industrial sensors I'm talking about, industrial gateways. That is where people are really interested. Yes, IoT enabled PLCs, yes, Siemens PLCs, which has this IoTs into this, they have the edges, they have the monitoring capacities. Yeah, and then, so that's one of the examples that I've given you a high level, right? So again, it depends on, like, some I don't need it also, right? That directly I can put tier 1 to tier 4 also. I don't need a tier 2 also. For example, right, use iBeacons. I don't know, in the retail, right, I want to see the entire supply chain, right? I want to see iBeacons. Directly I can put the cloud, take the data and then put on the cloud, tier 1 plus tier 4. So the combinations you can use, but holistically, yeah, IoT, guys, the basic definition is IoT is nothing but internet. Without internet, you don't find an IoT. Because previously, without IoT is PLCs, SCADAs, And that is the part which are more on the IoT. When you connect to the OT to IT, becomes an IoT, which is nothing but your own internet. Without internet, you cannot do that. Okay. Again, guys, please bear in mind that, right, this is a kind of jargons I'm trying to throw at you. Industrial information I'm sharing with you, and it can be heavy to you. If you're not from the industry, for example, I'm from the retail background. As I said, you right, this may not be so much of relevant, but the concept is same. As I was mentioning, with tier 1 plus tier 2 plus tier 3 plus tier 4 is absolutely the same to you. This is the end-to-end architecture. From this, you can take places from your problems, from your industry. Hey, I am working on retail, tier 1 plus tier 4. Right? I am working for example, the healthcare, the critical healthcare, tier 1 plus tier 2 plus tier 3. Utilities, tier 1 plus tier 2 plus tier 3. Hey, manufacturing, tier 1 plus tier 2 plus tier 3 plus tier 4. Because I want to see, right, the predictiveness, the machine failure, or a prediction of the asset healthiness. So whatever you want to, like, I want to see, because I have to have the story and data too. So it depends on use case, depends on the problem statement, depends on end-to-end. So, but again, as I said, this is one of the architectural Bible to you. You take this, every problem statement fits into in this, all for these 4 types only. Again, this is a one beautiful diagram which covers everything, right? For example, the basic, if you ask me, right, Vijay, what are the basic things I should start, right? For example, you have told so many technologies, you told so many things. What are the basic things which are very good in the market at this point of time today? I want to get a job, I want to looking for so opportunities, I want to a startup, whatever, which are the technologies I should concentrate? The answer is IoT plus AI plus blockchain. Because as I said, you right, IoT is all about your sensors, connectedness. AI is nothing but how to analyze and automate the data. And finally, is blockchain is is where you provide value of data. If you see, COVID has totally changed how the blockchain adoption will be aggressive now, because everyone wants to see what is the source of the data, and it has to be authenticated. It has to be made transparent to you. So IoT plus AI plus blockchain is the future, at least for now, if you want to immediately start it. Yeah, IoT absolutely is to collect, ML is to analyze, AI is to automate, and blockchain is to secure and provide value to the data. See, at the end of the day, how do you provide value to the data is nothing but where you put the value to the, means I'm talking about more on the trust, value, transparency. But overall, blockchain is giving you more, improve the trust. Yes, absolutely, you're right. AI, I will not use the harness. The buzzword today is automate. AI is to automate the data. IoT is to collect the data. AI is because I'm using the buzzwords of industry. Right? IoT sensors, right? Sensing rather than collect. Collect is more, is a normal word. IoT is to sensor, connect. IoT is to connect, or you can use the sensors. IoT is to sensor the world, or IoT is to connect. AI is to analyze, AI is to automate, and blockchain is to secure. So this is, and then again at the end of the day, these are 25 industries. So this 25 applications is nothing but your 25 industries. And entire that there is a LOBs. LOBs, like if you're into the industry line of business. For example, in healthcare, you want to do a remote patient monitoring, or you want to do telemedicine, because that becomes your line of business too. In healthcare, or in example, in manufacturing also different, like you have heavy machinery, you have precision industries, you have industry in that, right? You want to see the health, you want to monitor people, you want to monitor. So that becomes your individual line of business too. So in applications, in industries, you have to concentrate which is your line of business you want to, which is the problem statement you want to solve. Is it only connecting and then monitoring your machine, or you want to do a prediction of machine, or you want to monitor the patient, you want to give prescription to the patient, or you want to do like autonomous vehicles, or like healthiness of your car, healthiness of your vehicle. So it depends. But nutshell, what I want to mention to you, right? For all this problem statement, this is the diagram. That's it. And These three are mandatory. IoT plus AI plus blockchain is mandatory. On top of it, you can do, like for example, I want to do an manual inspection automation. You can use AR, VR, or you can use simple visualization techniques. Choice, it's up to you. It's optional. Like it's. I don't say it's an option. It's yes, good, nice to have. It depends on the client requirement what you want to do. But mandatory tech stack is this. Again, most of the people might prefer to be on the edge. Most people are on premise, but today cloud is getting popular. I can put it on cloud. Like in this cloud, right? Mostly enterprises are going for AWS, means Azure. Enterprises are adopting Azure, but mostly other industries. I'm talking about right consumer industry or B2B industry, business to business industries. They're preferring AWS. These are the two industries which are very popular. Any enterprise, SAP, Oracle, Infor, Bond, you name any ERP, they're preferring Azure. Okay, so and then after this. So any questions, guys, until now? You please use the chat window or whatever you want to do. You can do that. Yeah, and some use cases I want to put it right over here. Some scenarios, right? As I said, I have not put all the industry. Every industry is going to be disrupted, guys. You name industry, and for the, as I said, you're right. For the knowledge, information is there, right? There is huge amount of information on the internet. You just put it industry 4.0 use cases, you'll get it out. Digital transformation strategy. These are the buzzwords I'm taking, right? The keywords I'm talking. Digital transformation strategies, digital transformation, digital business transformation, or industry 4.0 transformation, industry 4.0 implementations. You put it right out there, or you talk about individuals, so IoT, you know, like you cannot imagine, right, how many links you'll get it out. But no, guys, I'm saying that no one will give you an integrated approach. That's one of the biggest drawback you have to understand into this. And again, I'm repeating it. Right? Don't ever, like, you are trying to solve a problem. You have a business problem. Think under these three lines. Don't think, oh, AI will solve the problem. For example, right, remote patient monitoring. I have a data. Don't think, right, okay, I get the data, I'll solve the problem. No, but for the remote, to make it right, remote, you have to have the IoT. Second thing, right, for one of the biggest good example in the market is saying that, right, telemedicine. That's what will gain popularity, right? Today in this, I cannot go to doctor. Can you use these technologies to say that, right? Can you make it in a decentralized way? There's one of the hot topic in the market. In the healthcare, everyone wants to be in a decentralized way. Sitting at your, like whether it's a rural or sitting at your home, can I get the doctor and make it right? Today, immediately I'll say that, hey, I talk to a general physician. Oh, no, this is not general physician. If you go to hospital, it's absolutely fine, right? Oh, not a general physician, immediately go to a sub doctor, you go to cardiologist. But sitting at home, can you do that? Immediately that guy can transfer it to you, whatever it is, in a decentralized way. And so today, it means replicating the physical world to a digital world. Again, that's a digital twin coming up. Can I create a digital twin? And if you right now, healthcare is very, very popular, and all of a sudden this automation, like automotive world is getting, because this EVs is coming up, carbon credits, and then you environment, all of a sudden the entire transportation, automotive is there, manufacturing is there. So these are the top 3 industries which are, if you ask me, is right now very popular, who are trying to adopt these technologies. Yes, but other industries will come up to you. So anything you want to know, guys, here before we move forward? And any use the chat window, guys, if you have to know something or whatever there. Or else if you can share some of your use problem also, right? You might have been working on this, right? You think, right, this industry, I have given the top 3 industries. You can mention some of the industries which are not there, and you see, right, there is a potential. Yeah, use the chat window, guys, right? You can just type some of the, like, I see, like it's a learning curve, right? Because I might not know, because no one in the whole world can work on the 25 industries, guys. I can bet you on that. Because you're confined to your industry, you're working for the manufacturing, yes, you may go beyond to 2 to 3 industries. No one can know all the use cases, all the scenarios, all the implementations, all the problem statements from different industries. So you can share yours. The BFSI, as the financials, yes, see, some of the industries, as I said, you're right, they're getting disrupted, but they're not getting end to end. There's a digital transformation is happening, guys. But when I say the financial services, the immediate thought people are looking at this, right? Banks should be automated. I'm talking about when I say BFSI and the banking, financial, insurance sector, right? They're talking more on the AI part, the AI industry, right? Yeah. That's where they're trying to see that. Yes, absolutely is one of the good marketed, but again, it depends on, it's not end to end, it depends on silos. It can be based on the use cases, based on the problem statement, and different industries and different banks or different financial services like have the different thoughts to it. So but that's going to be not so much disrupted, guys, with the financial services, right? That is because the only thing today market is getting where I cannot connect remotely, because financial service is absolutely fine. The data is coming because it works more on the digital world, is already digitalized. That is not getting disrupted. Yes, but it will be disrupted, but in different terms. Yeah, this is one of the very, very good industries, right? Smart cities, municipalities, panchayat, water management, pipeline, water. Yeah, these entire smart cities of the, it comes from the utilities. I'm talking about, right, utilities, bodies, quality. It's a very, very good. See, there are like you can type Madhavi. There's IoT for all, right? That website covers everything. It has theory, and then I'm just typing it out. You just Google it. This website has everything there. You can just go there and then you can just try and see that. See, guys, every industry is getting disrupted, but only thing, right, as being a consultant, as being a standalone, right, we cannot try and address every problem statement. If you ask me, right, what are my, at least for the next 6 months of investment from me, or my time, or whatever it will, but I would always bet into the manufacturing sector because that is very hot in the market. At least I would like to invest on the automotive because that everyone is talking about that. And the third thing is healthcare. So these are the three industries I will try to get into that. Apart from that, is tourism is good to have, but the adoption will be very, very slow because the tourism comes on the entertainment. Today, entertainment is given the least preference. So that will be like maybe years to come that they want to do this tourism or entertainment or any other aspects, right? But today, if you see, these are the three things people will be heavily investing on it. So guys, you please, others please. Okay, I'll take another 15 minutes. I know because we have a little bit delayed thing. Yeah, education, right? At the end of the day, right, education is absolutely makes sense with this IoT, AR. Yeah, absolutely. Education is also will be disrupted, but again, as I said, you right, education is on your like an individual learning perspective, right? Again, it depends on the connected world, and then but there is no need to have this AR and IoT. It's not a must. You just need to have some Zoom or whatever it is, and you can connect in the world. There's no need and absolutely to get into the IoT world. It's not a mandatory thing. If you want to connect remotely, yes, I can do that. I can just go into some video conferencing and I can connect to you. It's not a mandatory. Okay, so said that, right, what I'll try to do is I'll just give you like this. I'll share the slides to you. I'll quickly skip this IoT. Like I just given you, right? This is there in everywhere. I don't need to put it right over there because somebody's asking it, where can I, like, this is a high level. I'm just keeping it out. It's slides taken from the net or some, I did some modifications. See, digital marketing is absolutely, is there any drawback in digital marketing? See, digital marketing is there, right? All of a sudden, because of the digitization, digital marketing, but with this new technologies, how is going to disrupt? I don't say anything on the disruption kind of a thing as a holistically. It will go whatever you are trying to do, but the business model will be a little bit different. Like for example, you might have used some AI tools, automatic, like for example, you know, right, today the marketing in sales today, you know, it's more of a streamlined process. Can it be automated using AI tools, or like not an IoT only, mostly it's an AI tools? Can I do the entire automation process? So that is, but digital marketing, I don't see that is going to be disrupted with this new technologies. It will be there, it will be going, but only thing, right, only there will not be any physical, like, you know, right, in a digital marketing, previously you used to have a cold calling, you have to have calls, you have to have emails, but today with this new digital marketing with social media, everything is automated, that you can just automate everything, you can use the tools and you can just do it. Central fundamental training that is under Industry 4.0. See, as of now, people are talking about Industry 4.0, but not at a senior level. As far as I know that, right? I don't see any one person or like saying that, right? For a senior, like basic level, is there some one or two, if you Google it, you will find that there is an Industry 4.0. Trainings are happening, but not at the project manager or program manager. At the senior level, no, because you don't need a full too technical. For example, right, people take you to 30 to 40 hours of training or whatever you're having, but you guys don't need it. For a project manager, right, at least 10 to 15 hours of time is sufficient to understand what are the things, and then take you one of the few use cases, how it can help you in your current organization or current process, upskill, reskill, something like that. To your answer, nutshell, right, is that right? Yes, if you want to confine yourself to knowing a little bit things, yes, but definitely I can see that, right, that is one of the very good potential area at like Industry 4.0 for project managers, at least at managers and like above managers. Probably, see, Indrakant, right, I'll not use the word SEO optimization techniques, because SEO is itself is like you know, right, it's a very big drawback. So it takes time to get the SEOs together. That's what they're using all other tools, right? The Google Analytics, the Facebook integration, so the like website integration, the quick returns. No one today doesn't have time to not to have the quick integration. Okay, so that's where you will take care of. Okay, so what I'll do is like next 5 minutes, I'll just take you to a couple of use cases, which is very good, right? For example, I have taken to one is a manufacturing, and then another thing I have taken energy and utilities, right? Because this is one of the very good like smart cities, energy, and because why I have taken this one is this is very popular, where you can use all these three technologies if you want to take it out. So one of the biggest problem today, right, guys, you can also see in the market also, right? Very biggest issue today in the market is nothing but energy consumption or energy efficiency. That is going to disrupt like in this entire post-COVID scenario. Like a lot of because that's what renewable energy, the green credits, like sustainable. Everyone is talking about sustainability today. So, but what is sustainability to you? It's all about your energy efficiency. One of the aspects is how do you save energy so that you save the earth. So, so this is one of the areas if you're looking at, right, you can look at technological specific, which you are talking about. So the example today, the challenge is that, right, most of our buildings, I'm talking about the developing countries, buildings are not energy efficient. How do you make it energy efficient? This is what high level, I'm not going to deeper dive, right? How do you save energies? Okay, so absolutely, this is one of the area. Like I'll quickly skip it out, not at too detailed. So the answer is same thing, where I said you, right? You can for saving of the energy, you can just put the smart meters in place of that, and then you can connect to this. See, Here I'm using a tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 4. So all the aspects, right? Tier 1 is connecting sensors, which is nothing but smart meters, connecting the data, and I'm putting into the edge. Edge is connecting to my cloud. So this is a 3 aspects, 3 to 4, tier 4, tier 1, tier 2, tier 4. And then at the end of the day, by monitoring of each and every asset in the building, I can save the energy. Again, my second use case, which I'm going to give it to you, like a heavy machinery, right? It's more of the predictive maintenance, when my machine will fail, whether this particular sale will happen. So here also we can say more. This is also a generic. I'm not saying that, right? It's there in the market, and now it's getting very popular. The predictive maintenance is very, very popular. The asset performance maintenance, the asset performance management, the asset maintenance. So these are the aspects which are very, very gaining popularity, which uses IoT, AI, and blockchain. And you can use AR, VR also, because I want to remotely inspect this particular machine, remotely sitting anywhere. I can dig into that. So these are the couple of use cases which I want to throw it to you. Like, again, it's very, but it's a 1 hour of session which we have to go detailed, how it is happening, why it is happening, what are the problems they're facing, what are the challenges, and how it has been implemented, what are the technical challenge. So there are a lot of things which we can deep dive into that, but which I'm planning to do it in the next course of action. Each individual use cases we can dig deeper into that with architecture and the development aspects. But for now, I would like to stop this with this next with this couple of use cases, and then I want to take the questions from you guys, and then we can conclude the session. One of the questions asking, right? See, the basic drawback most of the people are having in the blockchain is Bitcoin. You also know that, right? Blockchain is not Bitcoin. Blockchain means ideally came up with the Bitcoin is nothing but a blockchain. But in a due course of time, last 4 or 5 years, industries are widely adopting it. If you see right now, right? I know recently, I think Amazon has got a patent on the Bitcoin and the entire blockchain kind of a thing. And also some of the countries are opening up, right? You can pay your services through Bitcoin. For example, I think yesterday only I Google it, right? Uber in East Asia has said that they can pay once the service is done, right? They can pay service, paid service by Bitcoins. So that is what the integration you will have it. Until and unless standalone Bitcoin doesn't have any value, you can buy it out and you do these transactions. But as technological advances, you have this option. Okay. So answer is blockchain integrated to Bitcoin. Azure, as I said, you read, why people are not using more Google and Azure than no. Azure enterprises are using Azure. Go and Google it. The enterprise market is driven by Azure and the consumer market is driven by Amazon. All consumers, Amazon. Why Google? Google is late into the market entry. If you maybe in a year, couple of years, you tell me Google will guarantee will take the market share. But today, if you see, the entire market enterprise is taken by Azure. Entire consumer market is by Amazon. Google is bits and pieces, but wait for 1 year. Entire statistics will change. So guys, before we say goodbye, any more questions from the group, or else we can say, anyhow, right? I'll share this link to you, like in this entire, it is recorded, and I'll share, and I'll put this particular document also into that meetup group, and you can download it there. Okay, guys, I think, right, thanks for everyone coming on a Saturday morning and then listening to us, and I appreciate everyone's time. And I hope definitely, yeah. So guys, you can reach out to me. My number is this, and I recommend, see, also to connect me on LinkedIn. Guys, I'm posting my number. If anyone have any specific questions to everyone, you can just use it. And I recommend, see, because one more thing also, I'm just saying it. from this month, means I'm talking about, right, from the last, from starting June, I am posting lot and more information on my LinkedIn. This entire, because one of the ways you have to learn is go to institute, but the biggest challenge I can tell you guys is from the institute point of view, you might not have you might not have that leverage of having a connected storyline, because it's in bits and pieces. It's very difficult. So what I did is, you please, I'll share my, you can join me on the LinkedIn. You please send me an invite, because you will get my LinkedIn. You can just I'll just share it to you. You can just send me an add invite to me there, and you can just connect me there. And you, every day I'm posting one post, so that, right, it's a learning curve. So maybe, right, in due course of time, you can just this is my LinkedIn. You can just you can just try to see, guys, the traditional industries I'm not touching, which is like, for example, the SMAC, right? Social, mobile, analytics, cloud, which is the erstwhile of good olden days. They'll use the word good. The social, digital marketing, right? The analytics is business intelligence, right? And then the mobile is Android mobile, Android and everything. The cloud, yes, it's as diversified, but that's the good old days. That is not disrupted now. That stands the same. Only thing, right, the main disruption happened is on the hardware side, on the operation side. How these operations can be connected online. That's what this entire digital transformation is. Today, the data cannot be connected online. How can I do it? How do I connect my machines to make it connected world? How do I analyze things? So these things have been disrupted. So if you ask me, the old things still remains intact. No changes. You can follow the same thing. Yes, people might ask so many things. Yes, you can say this new, but when you come to doing, it will be the same. Okay, so any questions, I suggest you connect me on the LinkedIn. There's a first source, right? You can just get the information more, like as somebody's asking it, where can get good information, whatever it is, right? That is where you get knowledge. And again, as I said, you, right, guys, this is a journey. Remember, WordPress is a website, right? You don't see, right? Nothing, no disruption there. Good to maintain the websites, nothing to do with the technology. For example, to get the connected thing. Okay, guys, let's connect. If you have any questions, please connect me online, and then we can do that. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time. Let's keep in touch on LinkedIn. So I'm closing thing. Before any questions, guys, please drop me a mail. Connect me on the WhatsApp, or like a call. I have given my mobile number on LinkedIn. We can stay connected. Thank you.